part 256, line 22E12C, step 3. Create 4 quarks with neutrinos formula UFO 5G Wow Seti. This is a series of 5 videos altogether. So you want to start with line 22E11. That's where we start with the data for this particular section. If you want to do the whole section of line 22, start with 22A. Wow Seti alien radio signal, that's the equation and that's the answers to it. June 26, 2012 is when I started working on this one, and today's July the 8th. Based on the keywords, I looked up the data and created a formula of ideas for each of these videos. The data quotes to read from Wiki are: quarks are fermions, specifically in this case particles having spin 1/2 s equals 1/2. The concept of isospin was first proposed by Werner Heisenberg in 1932 to explain the similarities between protons and neutrons under the strong interaction. At atomic scale is about 100 times stronger than electromagnetism, which in turn is orders of magnitude stronger than the weak force interaction in gravitation. The strong interaction is thought to be mediated by gluons acting upon quarks, antiquarks, and other gluons. Gluons in turn are thought to interact with quarks and gluons because all carry a type of charge called colored charge. Colored charge is analogous to electromagnetic charge, but it comes in 3 different types rather than 1, and it results in a different type of force with different rules of behavior. These rules are detailed in the theory of quantum chromodynamics, QCD, which is the theory of quark-gluon interactions. A fundamental force describing the interactions between quarks and gluons, which make up hadrons such as the proton, neutron, or pion. These delta barons, also called delta resonances, are a family of subatomic hadron particles which have the symbols of this, and this, and this, and electric charge of that, that, and that, and elementary charge respectively. They are relatively light at 1232 MeV C2. Baryons made up of only U and down D quarks have spin and isospin of 3 to 2, as opposed to nucleons, proton, and neutron, which have spin and isospin of 1/2. Okay? Residual strong force. Now you got your proton there, and you got your neutron here. See the difference between the two? There you go. Okay, so an animation of the nuclear force, or residual strong force, interaction between a proton and a neutron. The small colored double circles are gluons, which can be seen binding the proton and neutron together. These gluons also hold the quark-antiquark combination called the pion together, and thus help transmit a residual part of the strong force between the colorless hadrons. Anticolors are shown as per this diagram, which is this one here. Okay? The residual effect of the strong force is called the nuclear force. The nuclear force acts between hadrons such as mesons or the nucleons in atomic nuclei. This residual strong force, acting indirectly, transmits gluons that form part of the virtual pi in rho mesons, which in turn transmit the nuclear force between nucleons. The residual strong force is thus a minor residuum of the strong force which binds quarks together into protons and neutrons. This same force is much weaker between neutrons and protons because it is mostly neutralized within them, in the same way that electromagnetic forces between neutral atoms, van der Waals forces, are much weaker than the electromagnetic forces that hold the atoms internally together. Eta meson. The eta and eta prime meson are mesons made up of a mixture of up, down, and strange quarks and their antiquarks. The charmed eta meson, Nc, and bottom eta meson, Nb, are forms of quarkonium. They have the same spin and parity as the light eta, but are made of charmed quarks and bottom quarks, respectively. The top quark is too heavy to form a similar meson, top ETA meson, symbol N, T, due to its very fast decay. The ETA was discovered in pion-nucleon collisions at the Bevatron in 1961. The difference between the mass of the N and that of the N thing is larger than the quark model can naturally explain. This NN puzzle is resolved by instantaneons. 26 June 2012. There are 5 videos altogether, one in line 22E11 and 4 videos in line 22E12. Videos parts 1 to 4 are listed as A to D for my formula ideas with the data. I want you to try this and blog your results. The idea girl says, thank you for helping me prove these theories. So these are the listings of all the videos. So you just want to look for those titles. Line 22E11, 3 Nucleon force fuels alpha decay, Meson Neutrino, 4 Quarks, 5G Wow Seti. And then the next series is line 22E12A, and it goes A, B, C, D, okay? And I did do 2 videos for A, but I think I'm going to just edit them together for you, okay? And we're going to go on to D, which will be the final one for this particular section.